This is the Overlook Mountain House. Well, it's the third incarnation and obviously the final. We're on Overlook Mountain near Woodstock, New York. It's a popular hiking site today, but in the 1800s it didn't attract the crowds the hotel owners had hoped for. The first Overlook Mountain House opened on this site in 1871, on the same day that the White Star Line steamer SS Atlantic completed her maiden voyage in Jersey City, about 90 miles south of here. In the first couple years, the most exciting thing to happen here was the visit of the 18th United States President Ulysses S. Grant. 2 days of fanfare marked his visit, but on April 1st, 1875, the Overlook Mountain House burned down one early morning, coincidentally on the 2-year anniversary of the day the SS Atlantic wrecked in Nova Scotia. The ruins were sold and resold, being rebuilt quickly only a few years later. Shortly after the reopening, yet another president visited the hotel, 21st President Chester A. Arthur. While this certainly drew a crowd, the hotel's popularity wasn't long-lasting. It started to fall into disrepair, and the owner killed himself on this property. Right over there, actually. That sealed the fate of the hotel. Visitors started avoiding the place, and after years of neglect, it became run down and nearly abandoned. After many more years in the 1910s, it was bought by the Unity Club as a sort of boarding house, becoming a home base for meetings of the Communist Labor Party of America in 1921. Well, God didn't seem to like that, because the place burned down less than 2 years later. It was bought once more, and the owner put in one final push to breathe life into the site. A new, larger building was erected on the site, and its structure was made of concrete. That is what we're looking at right now. But the funds ran out, and the project was abandoned. In 1940, the state bought the land and boarded the building up. It was further demolished in a controlled burn by the Woodstock Fire Department in the 1960s, although from what I hear, this thing wasn't the only thing lit up in the 1960s in Woodstock. The concrete skeleton is all that remains, but as you can see, it's quite a substantial ruin. It's not a far hike up the road, and quite honestly, the trail is somewhat boring. It's just gravel most of the way, although we had to go through ice and snow and a blizzard. There were snow monsters, there was a Yeti. We made it okay though, it was fine actually. As HikeTheHudsonValley.com aptly puts it, you start to wonder why you couldn't just drive up the road like a sane person. Although it is an old stagecoach road that led to the original incarnation of the hotel, so that's always cool to be retracing the steps of a horse-drawn carriage and stagecoach. Visitors to the hotel would travel by boat or rail to Rondout, and then they would take the Rondout and Oswego Railroad to West Hurley. And then from there, they would take stagecoaches up the mountain, which would take them about 3 hours. Even the first incarnation of the hotel had all modern conveniences, including gas and telegraph facilities. All right, mapping out the layout of this place. We're looking at a large structure for the main building, about yay long. There we go. Some sort of dividing wall right here with a opening right through there. Stairs coming up and slightly curving to the next floor. These are stairs. Got a back entrance right here with a little bit of a vestibule. In this chamber, there are 2 side vaults making up that room. This is mostly open. Then we have another large wall right here. A fireplace was once here, with the remains still there. There's a front door just opposite of this doorway. And there's another vestibule doorway here with stairs leading down. Stairwell going down this way, which has a large drop-off because it collapsed into the lower floor there. Wall again. Stairs going here. And then a chamber here. This section is 1 floor below here. It drops down, and then another stairwell coming to here. A wall there. Back across this way, we have another building entirely with a whole bunch of lower floor chambers and corridors, and the stairs on the ground floor above, right there. Back here, the building extends a little bit. You have to access it from the outside, and then there's a wall out here and an underground chamber right there. There's a fountain or a circular garden of sorts right there, and the front path wraps around it like so. This is what we're looking at, and this is what remains of the Overlook Mountain House Hotel. There's 2 stories above this which are completely gone. You just see the structure going up higher. There's 3 stories above this because this is 1 story below there. And there's 4 stories above this. This is the lowest point in the whole structure. The hiking trail comes up and actually winds between the structures and heads up that way. Another thing I missed actually is there is a forward section that bumps out just about there. That's all. I bet this is a geocache. Polaroid. Cool sunglasses. Moon stamp. It looks like there's some older ruins across the road, so let's go check those out. I want to see them before we leave. Yeah, this is a much older building, although it still has concrete in its foundation. We're probably looking at 1910s, so this could be a part of the second mountain house. Could be part of the third, I might be mistaken. There is some sort of vault here. Something's completely encased. And all that remains other than that is just the foundation and some metal scraps. Really no way of knowing what this is without looking it up. But what a phenomenal view down there. You can't see much more than a blue haze in the distance, but we're high up. And over there is the hotel. These are some really unique ruins because it never really came to be what it was supposed to be. The hotel was never opened. This concrete shell of a hotel was never opened because they ran out of those funds. So you can just look at it and you think, what could have been? I see that fireplace in the first floor, and I see those nice old stone stairwells, and I think this could have been a very nice place if you hit the concrete. I'm not a fan of concrete architecture. It reminds me too much of my old elementary school. Not that I didn't have fond memories in elementary school, but it just feels too industrial. Obviously, they would have hidden those concrete walls inside of paneling and wallpaper and all sorts of other structural elements that one might use to hide concrete. I think the altitude's getting to me here. We're descending now. It was about an hour hike up. It's probably going to be about 45 minutes down. We're all feeling well rested, and of course gravity is helping us along the way. After this, we're going to go visit Jack Eaton, Titanic extraordinaire. But in a way, this hotel sort of reminds me of the Britannic, the hospital ship, you know, Titanic's sister ship, because it never got to be what it was supposed to be. It never got to really experience the beauty that it was supposed to have in its appointment and its decor. Uh-oh, there won't be any more frizzing with this bee. I can't walk anymore, I'm too tired. This is how I'm gonna descend the mountain.